Hello and welcome. We are here today with the wonderful Sinead Moriarty on our wonderful still white couch. I like the fact it's still white. Welcome.
Delighted to be here, thank you.
It's been a while since you had a book. Well, in author terms, it's been about 2 years since the last one, is that right?
18 months.
18 months,
Yeah.
I'm saying 2 years.
Yeah.
As a bookseller, it feels like 2 years. It's great to have you back, and what a book to come back with. Do you want to give us a brief outline of where we're going with this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the essence of the book really is unconditional love, the unconditional love of a parent for their child. It's about a mercy killing. It's about a mother who is separated, bringing up 3 kids, and then her 12-year-old becomes diagnosed with terminal cancer. And it's about if your child is begging you to allow them to choose the moment they die with dignity, could you actually help them do that? Or every moment, obviously, with that child is very precious. So it's kind of every parent's worst nightmare. And when I told my editor my idea, there was deathly silence, but I think I've made it work. I hope I've made it work. And it's definitely sadder than my other books, definitely sadder. But there are some, I think, uplifting and joyful moments as well.
Like writing is a very solitary, occupation, shall we say? And but especially with something like this book, it must have been, those long nights, it must have been so difficult, like especially with you have your own kids, at points you must have had to walk away from writing and say, I'll come back to that tomorrow, because how did you find that?
Well, I was really lucky actually, because I've been talking about going to the Tyrone Guthrie Centre, the Writers' Centre, for years, and I finally got to go last year, and I wrote the really difficult scenes down there, so I used to just kind of take myself off and go for a walk. There were some very emotional scenes in the book, but I think, if you feel moved by it, then hopefully that will translate to the reader. I'm hoping that will be the case.
Yeah, and the idea, like with the 18 months, was it? Did you have that idea before you took the break, or was it during that break that you came up with the idea for this book, or how does that even work, that process where you?
Yeah, what happened was I actually started another book which I just couldn't make work, so I ended up having to bin 50,000 words, which is a very painful day.
Yes.
So that was kind of 6 months work that I couldn't use. So really, then this idea came to me after that. So I guess the other book wasn't good enough, and this idea I felt was very strong.
And this is your 12th book in 13 years. You had a background in magazines before that. Did that help? Does that help your structure, or did you gain stuff from your magazine background that helps you as a writer?
Well, I think we're kind of working on magazines, and as a journalist was kind of like an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
You kind of realise I was doing features, so I realised 15,000 words or 1,500 words features, which I was doing sort of every week, became less daunting, and sort of 1,500 words to 2,000 words is about a chapter. So it kind of makes you realise that actually it's doable. Yeah. So I think really it was great training and grounding, and obviously you do research for your articles, and then you have to kind of pick out the most important bits and put them into your article. And it's the same with the book. You do a lot of research, but you can't put it all into the book. You have to pick the key pieces.
Yeah. And have you picked up any habits that you find yourself now lighting a candle in the corner when you're writing, or is there anything that you kind of like you feel when you're going into the zone, because that's where writers go, to zone? Is there anything you've picked up that you kind of now have a habit, or is it just nah?
I'm actually afraid of becoming too attached to anything, so I try and keep it all fairly straightforward. I am very attached to my desk though. I feel that has brought me luck.
Yeah. A lot of your books are extreme issue based is probably the key, and I get the impression that the issue comes first and the story follows. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But within that, humour is a massive part, and I know your humour, I think humour for everybody is very important, but is that kind of a disarming tool for you as a writer to kind of keep the reader kind of not from going into the abyss, I suppose?
Yeah, I think it's very Irish actually. I think we are very good at finding humour in the darkest places. I mean, if you go to a funeral and even people find humour in that, I think we're very good at kind of saving our sanity by finding humour in dark places, and I think it comes very naturally to Irish people. I think it's actually a gift that we have. Well,
I'm telling you now, it's an absolutely I don't want to say it is an enjoyable read, but it's tough but fantastic, and the humour in there is absolutely beautiful, and it's beautifully written and handled. The Good Mother is now available online and in Eason stores. Sinead Moriarty, best of luck with it.
Thank you.
And please read it and weep and laugh.